Hi folks, this is Bruce Clark. I have no trade in the solar business. These two solar hot water heaters are what I settled for after buying everything the Chinese had to buy and installing them throughout the Northeast and some of them in the Midwest. And I settled for what is known as the non-pressurized copper coil model of solar hot water heater. They all use evacuated tubes. Some have heat pipes in them and some have water inside the tubes. I settled on water inside the tubes because I understood the technology of the evacuation and knew that in northern Maine it would not freeze. And it did not freeze. I've been running these since 2006. I wish to explain to you how they operate, so I'll try and do the best to keep the camera handy here and smooth. Underneath the kitchen sink, I teed in right here and come out with a separate line. I have a shut-off valve inside. The cold water comes up and it comes into the top here at the coil. There's a copper coil inside, runs along. Right here we have an electric backup heater that's tied to a controller. Plugs into an outlet. I have mine run into a 15 amp circuit breaker. In that controller, it will, you can tell it when to turn on, when not to turn on, and it will determine for itself whether it needs to turn on. At any rate, the cold water comes in the top, comes down through the body and goes through the coil and comes out here very hot, where it returns back into the kitchen sink. We use this model in the summertime. If you'll notice up here on the cold supply coming in, I've teed it off. This is an expansion fill tank. There's a stainless steel float in here, and it'll fill it up and maintain this level. As you can see, it's getting hot, so it's expanding and it's coming out. This right here is a sensor. It measures the water level. The controller has an option for a magnetic valve to replace the expansion tank to feed water into the tank if it gets low. I prefer this other method. At any rate, there's a 3-wire connection there. Thermostatic wire connects to the controller, plugs in. The controller also feeds a wire that goes to the electric heater. It's that simple. We run this model in the summertime. When it gets down below 20, I switch over to using this for household water. I have a heat tape on it so that the water lines don't freeze. They have no issues with that. It's self-limiting. And I use this for radiant floor heat. Works pretty good, and we can also pull our domestic off of it. This unit here costs a total of about $250. The tank itself, with the tubes, is about $135, $140 in China. The expansion tank on top was about $20 in China. It's about $50 here. The controller mechanism is another $100, plus the wire and the insulate. This I insulate it with just some fiberglass, put some aluminum foil over it, and some aluminum tape to seal it, and I'll run all year on that with no problem. We have real problems in this country. When I started getting these in 2008, I'd be standing in snow here. It's December 26, 2014. It's 48 degrees outside. In central Maine, that's pretty scary. But everybody complains. But if anybody can take the time to read the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution, you will understand that we are all entitled to one representative per 30,000 people. And the power mongers changed the Constitution without an amendment. And now we have one representative per 700,000 people. So if you want to know where your power went, that's where it went. Call your House of Representatives and ask them to reapportion the Congress so that we have as many people representing us so the little man can have a say. Welcome, America. It's getting warmer by the day. Have a nice one. Bye.